Good evening, this is Brant from TradeGuild.blogspot.com, and it is about 5 minutes away from August 15th. So we're going to look at a little bit of the chart action on the 14th of August. And this morning on the tag board on the right hand side of our blog, little chat section, I mentioned that the strength in the Dow Jones and the S&P, just the broader market, really was an opportunity to go short. So I want to just show you a little bit of what I was looking at. Right now we're looking at a daily chart of the Dow, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom into a 1-hour chart. And let me just zoom it up a little bit. And what I have here in yellow is a 50 bar moving average, so it's 50 hours. And you can see we kind of, at the time I mentioned that we were right under the 50 bar moving average. But let me show you something else that happens here. If we just draw in a rough trend line from the previous highs, you can see that it was a perfect little spot to go short at resistance. And basically the market was about 90, almost 100 points higher than where it closed. So it was just a really great opportunity to go ahead and short some stocks. The S&P was the same deal. So if like I said on the blog tonight, I know it's kind of scary to short a market that's up 100 points, but if you just step back and take a look at the bigger picture, it really makes sense to use that as an opportunity. And it didn't last long, as you can see. The market just gave up those gains real quick. Anyway, we're going to take a look at a couple other stocks. First, I'm going to show you MFLX. And this is a stock that I had on the short list. I think it was back in May, right in this area. And it's down something like 70% now. And all I want to show you here is this little trend channel that I use for my stops. The whole point of me bringing this up is basically just to say, let your winners run, because you could have easily cashed out anywhere in here and said, wow, that was a huge move. I made 20 points overnight. But if you let that, that position run, look what you ended up with. You're down here at $18 from 60 some odd dollars. So I'm going to show you my trend channel, and I don't want to over optimize or overfit it, but it needs to be relevant to each stock's particular volatility. So what we're going to do is just track this uptrend, and we do that with a 3-day, and that 3-day channel captures this entire uptrend from way down here below, sub 20 to $65. So we're going to use that same trend channel for the move down, and you can see a move outside of this would be a stop, and we didn't get that stop. So this position was just a huge winner, and the point is, let your winners run. Next up, I'm going to show you DBRN. Let's see, DBRN, and this is a pick from David DT on the tag board. And basically what we have here is a multiple top, or a complex top formation, kind of like a head and shoulders. There's a shoulder, a head, something like a shoulder, and here's a neckline right in here, and we got this breakdown below that level. If I can just zoom in on it. So we basically want to short up here around 2150, 2175, something like that, and have a stop above this neckline, or above this level, or even above the 50-day moving average, depending on your risk tolerance here. But this is clearly in a downtrend. There's the linear regression channels, and I think it looks like a pretty nice position to be in. I want to show you one other one, MSTR, which was a call from the other day, and the day I featured this one, called it, we got this little Harami reversal that's made up of a doji inside of a long candle day previous to it. That's that day right there. Look at this downtrend line. It was a perfect spot to enter. That's down almost 5.5%, almost 5 points today. So nice trade there. And just to show you, these are very good spots to be short at these trend channels, or trend lines. I'm going to do a quick chart reading on GM. I haven't looked at this, so we're going to have to kind of, I haven't planned out what I'm going to say here, but taking a look at a longer view of it, we have this area in here of consolidation. This is an area really of accumulation, and you can see there's a trading range down here around, I don't know what that is, maybe 18 or so to around 24. And let me clean up this chart. You can see we got a breakout right in here above that area and a subsequent pullback right there to more or less this former resistance zone that's now support. So this is an ideal place to buy this. And as you can see, I've drawn in a trend channel, and this is trending, boom, 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 boom. So you can buy right here on these pullbacks. Right now we're getting close to an area, maybe it pulls back a little bit more into this trend line. So, you know, this is a period of markup right here. Smart money was buying back in here. So what's happening now is smart money is selling in here. But it's possible that they're selling to strong hands and that this could go higher. Typically, the end of these moves, as we get towards the end of it, and I'm not saying we're at the end of it, but we're closer to the end of it than we were back here in May. Typically, we see the big moves very quick, a lot of volatility, and then we go into a period of distribution and then a period of decline. So this, if you want to play it, I would try to play it safe and buy it as close as possible to this rising trend line. That way, if it breaks down below that trend line, you stop out. So if it, you know, if you bought it up here and this is your stop, that's a lot of risk. But if you buy it down here and this is your stop, that's a little bit of risk. So there's a look at GM. Let's see if there's anything else to see here. Of course, you know, as we would expect, it's trending pretty nicely. Let's take a look at the accumulation indicators here. And it doesn't look bad. I mean, it actually looks pretty good. You know, the money streams hitting, looks like pretty much all-time highs on a 4-day chart there. So, you know, there's definitely some upside potential left to it. We're going to see some resistance coming into play. I'm sure there's some right in this area. We've pretty much broken through that. This area, we're going to see some resistance come into play, which coincides with the former support over here. But all in all, I think GM looks pretty good. So we might have, I don't know, maybe another 10 points in it at this point. But just in case, you want to definitely be buying close to that trend channel. And here's my stop channel. If I were to, you know, use that, my stop would be very close to the trend channel anyway, the trend line. So not getting too in depth here. I think MACD looks pretty good. TSV here looks good. It's making higher highs as we move on. So you know, it's worth a shot. And that's gonna do it for this video. I am really tired. I've been up every night for a month now doing these videos, 1 or 2 in the morning, and by the time I get them loaded up, so I'm gonna try to turn in a little early tonight. And I'll catch up with everybody tomorrow. There's lots of ideas on the blog tonight, so check those out. And of course, don't miss our tag board. I've been having a little trouble with it, and I need to you know, get the program reformatted. So I'll be working on that. So hopefully things will go a little smoother with that. But the tag board has got some great people, some great traders, and some really good ideas, as you saw with DBRN. That was David DT's pick. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.